They're rewiring the system and they're not hiding anymore. They're showing you exactly what they're about to do. Now, I know we want to believe that there's a flip of a switch, but this has been going on for a very, very long time. The biggest switch that we can recognize in our own personal story is when our grandparents, excuse me, our parents went through one of the biggest economic collapses, which was the housing market from 2006 to 2008. And in 2009, Bitcoin emerged by some pseudonymous person. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa came together to de-dollarize, and all of a sudden, Bitcoin was created. So in today's video, I'm going to show you once again a video from Larry Fink from BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world, where he tells you exactly what's happening with the financial systems. And then I'm going to show you exactly what they're doing. Guys, crypto is not going anywhere. Blockchain is here to stay. AI technology is going to take over a lot of jobs and it's going to rewire the whole system. Now, there's going to be a reskilling period, but eventually it is going to create a great economy. My name is Coach JV. I've helped over 15,000 people worldwide understand how to navigate these markets. Okay, I'm also the best-selling author of the book, The American Nightmare, How Debt and Inflation and Banks Stole the American Dream. I'm an expert in understanding how to navigate through the systems. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, what you will get on this channel is deep macroeconomics, understanding of how this actually works, how to stay calm, how to stay stoic, and also very transparent on exactly what I am doing. Okay, so hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. We do videos every single day. And actually, our studio is being revamped. Man, we were so close. And then the actual, I don't know if you guys saw the broadcast studio, but it was all set up. And the computer we did spent a bunch of money and the computer crashed. So we're getting the computer fixed right now. So we'll probably be up, I would say, supposed to be our first broadcast will be next week. But I would say probably second week in July. We'll figure that out. But we're super advanced, super excited about the advancements with our channel. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to have 3 live shows per week for the New Wealth Transfer podcast, and we're going to be doing deep education. Okay, so let's dive right in. Okay, so the first video I want to show you, and we're going to watch a little bit longer of this video because I want you to really listen to what he's saying. Now, the reason why I pay so close attention to Kevin Warsh, Larry Fink, Ray Dalio, Jamie Dimon, Warren Buffett, I study the billionaires and what moves they're making. I don't listen to the noise online. I don't listen to the influencers going back and forth. I watch what the big money is doing and I move through the system strategically. Okay. So really listen to what he's saying. And then we're going to look at the actual actions and behaviors that they're doing. Okay. They're giving you a clear hint of where we're heading to.
And I wrote about this in my last CEO letter. I think it's our investors are going to be more and more of those people, families, individuals who historically kept their money in a bank account.
That's key, who historically kept their money in a bank account. Now, what he's about to say is what I've been teaching. I teach it in my book as well, guys. Wages are not keeping up with inflation. Okay, so people have to start to think differently or they're going to get left behind.
And what we've seen over the last 30 years, wages have not kept up with the role of capital. And what we're seeing worldwide, more and more countries are looking to build out their own capital markets. And building out their own capital markets through
building out their own capital markets, we don't need a dominant currency anymore. That's the thing you need to understand. So they're walking this delicate tightrope. We don't need a dominant currency. Remember when I brought up Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa? They can de-dollarize right now, guys. The petrodollar ended in 2024, which kept us as a dominant currency. So you're seeing a delicate balance and transition into a new global system.
Offering a more self-directed retirement plan. Actually, we just been hired by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to help them navigate away from a government-sponsored retirement system to a personal defined contribution plan. Our partnership in India with Reliance is really trying to democratize investing and growing with India and investing in India. These are going to be our investors of the future. And more countries are focusing on how to build out their own domestic capital markets. If you think of the success of Japan and where the Japanese stock market has gone since October 2023, it's not a coincidence that then Prime Minister Kishida announced the doubling of the tax exemption of their self-directed retirement account called NISA. And from that point, Don, the Japanese stock market doubled in valuation.
Okay, so what are they doing? They just democratized. So this is what you need to go deeper. You need to get out of the noise and the hype, guys. Is in June 2025, they democratized 401ks. They're going to be pulling your 401ks up into private credit, private equity. And so you got to pay attention, okay? It's going to form a big bubble and there will be pullbacks, but that's when you get wealthy, when the pullbacks come.
And so there's a confluence of going on right now that more and more countries are trying to have more and more of their citizens getting back to their liability and their assets. Instead of having your liability, which is your liability of life, your duration of your existence, having your money in a bank account is one of the worst financial decisions of a lifetime.
Okay, so that's why Jamie Dimon's freaking out. That's where the banks make money in three ways: interest income, fee income, and capital markets income, right? And he's literally saying the largest asset manager in the world. Why would you keep your money in a bank? It's exactly the model that I do. I use banks to transact. So when I go to the bank, I had a bunch of transactions I was doing recently, and I've been in the bank quite a bit. And, you know, we keep decent balances because we run companies there, but they're like, you want to sit with our financial advisor? Nope. I keep zero credit card debt. It's paid off every single month. Only debt I have is creating assets, or it's creating cash flow through businesses, right? I put my money into my life insurance, Bitcoin, XRP, and Solana. Silver, I keep it outside the system. I only put it somewhere that's going to beat inflation. So now we heard him talk about Japan. Japan is leading the race right now, guys. This just came out. Oh, this came out yesterday. And then I'm going to share with you news that broke this morning. Is just in SBI Holdings. This was yesterday. Acquires Japanese crypto. Oh, no, this was this morning, I think. Was this morning? Yeah, this morning. So we got the SBI. So the Ripple SBI announcement was they just got approval in Japan, right? And then today, this is breaking news today. SBI Holdings acquires Japanese exchange BitBank for $288.6 million, creating Japan's largest crypto operator with 2.9 million accounts. Okay, so SBI, which is connected to Ripple, they're partnered, right, is dominating in Japan. And check this out. So this is where, if you guys have watched my channel, I've showed you guys how deeply connected BlackRock is to Circle. Okay, Circle and Nomura Holdings are partnering to launch an instant foreign currency settlement service for Japanese corporates using USDC. Okay, so target launches 2027. You're going to start to see the biggest transitions you've seen from 2026 to 2030, which I shared with you guys. Eventually, your banks are going to be begging to custody your crypto. And this is, it said just in 14 trillion BlackRock recommends 1.2% portfolio allocation. But it was found that this is an older, this isn't just in, but I want you to understand, eventually your banks and your bankers, once clarity comes in, they're going to be asking you now to invest in the very thing they told you to run from.
For decades, investors have relied on traditional assets, stocks for growth, bonds for stability. But just how much Bitcoin exposure belongs in a portfolio? The BlackRock Investment Institute has found that a modest allocation could potentially have an impact on portfolio returns without dominating day-to-day risk.
Of course it could. BlackRock is the #1 holder outside of, through their ETF, and then you got some cat just ran across my backyard. Okay, let me keep going here. It's like squirrel. Just in, Trump administration is working to get bipartisan support for passing the Clarity Act before August recess. That would be really, really nice to see, right? And then lastly, I'll leave you with this. Just in, 12.6 trillion, Charles Schwab is officially rolls out Bitcoin trading. Guys, we're here. I just really want to keep you calm because I know a lot of you are panicking, and that's understandable. I get that. Everybody's coming in at different times. We've been accumulating since 2020. So, and we also built ecosystems out of it. So we're calm right now. So I want to speak to everybody. In just a moment, I'm going to come back on the screen. I'm going to speak to everybody who started in 2025, who are getting wrecked right now, people who have been patient for a long time. I'm going to speak to everybody, and I'm going to share with you how we can navigate through this. Do not give up, okay? Crypto is here to stay. Do not give up. Okay. So I want to invite you to check out my book, The American Nightmare: How Inflation, Debt, and Banks Hijack the American Dream. It's a #1 international best-selling book. You can see it's already 114 5-star reviews. Just read the reviews. Try it. Try it before you buy it. It's also on Kindle, and I'm in the process of recording the audiobook right now. Okay. So first of all, I want to thank you guys for bearing with me with the changes in my studio and all the bad lighting and stuff. We're getting very, 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 very close to our brand new broadcast studio. It'll all be worth it once it's done. So I want to speak to people. And so there's people that have been in since 2020 that have been holding for a long time. Now I want to speak to your heart as well. If you're getting frustrated, the lesson in that is pulling profits and building ecosystems. Okay. So a lot of people are rubbernecking. They watch it go up, they watch it go down. They watch it go up. And then if you came in at 2025, you're pissed off because you've lost 30 to 40% of your portfolio. Okay. All feelings in that aspect are fair, right? How do we remove that stress? How do we remove that anxiety? You need a financial ecosystem. Okay, I invented what's called CAPL+DR, not capital, CAPL, CAPL+DR. Okay, DR is de-risk, de-risk, de-risk. That's the key factor. Okay, everybody's like, oh, don't pull profits, don't ever sell your XRP, don't. Why? That doesn't make any sense at all. Everybody's like capital gains, but you're just watching it go up and go down and go up and go down. And as you watched it go up and go down multiple times, we took profits off the table. We built massive ecosystems, and I'm being open and honest on X. I'm literally posting my buys each week because I want to be transparent and show you guys I'm practicing what I preach because of the ecosystem. So C is cash flow. Say it with me, cash flow. Cash is trash. You get paid in income, which is actual debt. So what is cash flow? Cash flow. So people are like, oh, go buy a small business. Guys, we own 7 businesses. It is not easy. You are not, if you have a full-time job and you buy a business, you're not buying passive income. You know, people make it sound super easy. Go do a leverage buyout and go buy a business. It's like, there is no business that is just truly hands off, right? That's a great way to make income. Business entrepreneurship is the greatest way to make income. And it's one of the hardest ways to make income. Okay. So it took us, we've been at this for 9 years. So we're really good at business. But here's the difference. Your income comes from your job. Mine comes from my businesses. What I do with the income and what you do with your income from your job, which is debt, we get paid in debt. There's no real money system. What you do with it is the key. Okay. So dividend stocks are one of the greatest ways to actually make true passive income. You got tier 1, high risk, high return options. You can get into synthetic options where they're trading options where you can make high risk, high return. You have the risk of NAV erosion, but if you de-risk, you can really do awesome. You have tier 2, which is like you have things like STRC, which can be volatile, right? So it's like, was that 100 depegged down to 83 right now? That's producing me about 11%, 11.5% right now. If 100 grand, you can get about 980 a month, right? I mean, just as risky as real estate and businesses, right? Then you go down to tier 3, which is like Apple, Coca-Cola. You're getting 3 to 2% per year. So the more wealth you have, the more 3% affects that, right? So, but if you're putting 100,000 in at 3%, you're making $3,000 a year. Is that really going to move the needle forward, right? So, but dividend stocks are true passive income. So here's C, cash flow. Cash flow, you make money while you sleep. So it doesn't matter if I have clients who are just starting out, and I have a client that's up to $100 million. Okay. Obviously, let me break this down. This is important. Okay. So at $10,000 at 4%, okay, that's $400. At $100,000 at 4%, that's $4,000. Okay. At $1 million at 4%, that's $40,000. So of course, volume, wealth, you can get more return, right? That's obvious. But what I'm trying to tell you is even if you have $10, you can compound that $10. Then when you have 10,000, you compound the 10,000. So it's all about the compounding. So it doesn't matter if you have $10 or $1 million. Okay. The volume just produces more, right? I mean, that's an obvious thing. But when I teach this stuff, people are like, don't I have to be wealthy? I'm like, no, you have to have a dollar to compound it. You just have to have money to compound. That's what I did. I started with losing everything in 2020. I had $30,000 in crypto. That was it. $30,000. And I was like, shit. And they took away my business. So when crypto went up and my business came back after the pandemic, we started creating more income. And I built a completely different model when I spent the whole pandemic studying how elites move through the system. So I created an insurance policy. I pulled profits. I moved with the elites. I pulled profits as everybody's watching crypto go up and thought it was a super cycle. Everybody's like, it was just the same thing. It's super cycle. It's a super cycle. It's going to this. Simpson said 589. And I'm like, nah. I pulled profits off the table and I built cash flow streams. And then I built insurance policy. Okay. And then I built this ecosystem. Then when it collapsed, I'm like, I'm going to go back in. So just like 2022, we're in 2026 now. It's red as hell. I'm loving it. Because why? Because I have cash flow. So now I'm buying with my cash flow and income outside of debts and non-negotiables. I buy assets that beat inflation. I buy assets that are red. Okay. When they're red, well, I buy them dollar cost average. But when they go red, I buy them. I put my buys on X and I buy them when they're in the red, because when they go green, that's when I pull profits and I get it off the table and I put it into P, which is protection, because there'll be another collapse. P, cash value life insurance. Silver, I use Bitcoin as protection as well. So I stack as much Bitcoin as I can. I stack as much insurance as I can. I just opened up a huge policy to put as much cash in as possible, which is principal protected. Then we have L, okay? Then when the markets collapse, boom, I go into my own family bank and I borrow from my own family and I go buy my cash value life insurance, and we go buy assets that are red. There's no liquidation risk. You don't have a loan to pay back, comes off the death benefit. And then when it goes up, boom, you pay it off. Now you have free assets. That's a system, okay? And DR is we de-risk as macroeconomics. So right now, tomorrow I'll go over this. The inflation numbers came out. It's not pretty in the economy right now. And we celebrate that. We're like, not that we're celebrating people getting hurt at all. Let me back up there. What we're celebrating is understanding the market. So when you understand that, you'll see inflation and higher interest rates as an opportunity when chaos comes in to buy good companies at a fair price. Okay, then when you see green and what was that? Hello? Well, that was weird. That was a bird hit the thing. When you see green and you see greed, then you get out. It's calmness, it's stoicism. So I want you to know, no matter where you're at, you got this, man. It doesn't matter if you have $1,000 in crypto. Hello? Oh, tripping, man. Is that a bird? Anyways, so whether you have $1,000 in crypto or $100,000 in crypto or $10 million in crypto, you have to move with nature. You have to move with the system. The tide goes in, the tide goes out. The sun goes up, the sun goes down. It's not different this time. It is not different this time. This is not a super cycle. We're in a bear market, okay? There's not full adoption. It's going to follow the exact cycle. I believe Bitcoin is going to go between 50 and 40 by November. I believe XRP is going to go sub $1 in between 90 cents and 60 cents. And that's awesome. If you believe in it, right? So if you bought high, you start bringing your dollar cost average down. Okay. That's your opportunity. You don't panic sell. Okay. You panic sell and then you come back in when it goes up. No, you just write it down and you bring your dollar cost average down. As it goes down, you have more tokens, like a video game, right? And then when it goes up, don't be greedy, man. Get some money off the table, secure your family, get some cash flow, try to get yourself out of your just over broke the job, man, and start building cash flow streams so you can enjoy your time with your family. So I hope this information reaches your heart well. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I think that's all. Oh, yes, guys. Do I have it pulled up right here? No, I don't have it pulled up. Down below, so we had a massive attendance in the last webinar. The free webinar, we had 2,000 people register for the webinar. I'm doing it again this Tuesday coming up, Tuesday, June 30th. You'll see it. So down below in the description of this video, you can sign up for the free webinar. We're capping it at 1,000. It was chaotic. We had so many people register, so we're capping it at 1,000. It's a free webinar. Okay, just for showing up, you're going to get the 2026 Freedom Conference. You're going to get the Truth About Money, and you're going to get the CAPL+DR 30,000 foot overview framework. Okay, just for showing up. I'm going to be breaking down the 5 biggest threats to your wealth in 2026 and how to fix it. It's completely free webinar. So that's next Tuesday. Make sure you register. And if you're watching this on X, go to my social media bio, click there and register. So love you guys. Appreciate you. And we'll be in our new studio in the next 2 weeks. Love you guys. Warriors. Let's get your shit together. Love you.